Hello there everybody, Subbutter92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Code Geass, to whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm just gonna stick with calling it Code Geass. So, a couple comments kind of pointed this out, and yeah, I openly admit to myself here, I kind of been hating on Suzaku a bit too much, as if every single thing that he does pisses me off, and I need to kind of think about it from his position. One, he's stubborn as all hell. And I know, despite how much he clearly seems to hate Lelouch, Lelouch was right in one aspect that he wouldn't let any he's not the kind of guy who would let harm come to Nunnally, so he's got that going for him. Also, realistically, Suzaku doesn't really know exactly what happened. His mindset is that his best friend, Lelouch, basically made the woman he loved kill a bunch of people, tarnishing her name. So, without knowing the entire story, it makes sense why Suzaku is so vehemently just against Lelouch. But that's not really going to stop me from criticizing that he's following a guy who can rewrite people's memories. That's not really going to change my opinion right there. He's a freaking idiot. But I am going to be less angry whenever it comes to anything Suzaku does. I get pissed. I'm going to stop that. I really don't want that to become a meme or anything. But I'm just going to kind of calm myself whenever it comes to Suzaku and try to think about these things from his perspective. And emphasis on try. So, let's get back into this. Also, best episode ever. Lelouch just pulled the greatest loophole, and I'm laughing my ass off that I was kidding about that, and it actually just happened. Okay, let's get on to this. All right. Well, I'll say it again, that's certainly one way to crash a wedding, and at least he did it in style. Okay. Well, Part of me Part of me does want to think that, I don't know. He is technically saving her from a marriage while also holding her as a hostage. But realistically, would you rather be held as a hostage from a racist, power-hungry empire, or somebody who is trying to destroy the status quo and tip the balance of power? Well, I mean, the third option is don't be a hostage at all, but you know what we got? This is Code Geass. People will be hostages. People will die. You will fall in love with characters. You will see racist characters. Sometimes they're at the same time. But then regardless, people might die. People might live. People you might hate. People you might understand. And this is just Code Geass in a nutshell. Also, mechs. In that regard, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Subbutter92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back. We are now on episode 35 of Code Geass R2, or I'm guessing technically episode 10. Yeah, some people are getting confused about the thumbnails, but I decided to kind of keep it as it is with the numberings because I'm pretty sure it might get a little confusing if I suddenly just started with My Hero Academia Season 3 and saying, here's episode 1, instead of its actual numbering, which is I actually don't even know what number we're at right now. Wait, let's see, I did 25 episodes there, plus 13. 39? Episode 39, maybe? Ah, fuck it, we're not talking about Code, we're on that. We're on Code Geass right now. Anyway, in the last episode, we got to see Nina, who is now absolutely batshit insane. Apparently, she did not get the mental counseling or any sort of help whatsoever that she desperately freaking needs, because she almost went a little psycho killer on Zero the moment she laid eyes on him. Which, with her unstable mentality, you can kind of understand, considering she herself said it, she viewed Euphemia as a goddess. And then she basically lashed out at Millie with the most sensitive trigger. Good lord. And also, she's still super racist. Ugh. Somebody please get that girl some help. I mean, like I said, okay, it's kind of getting to the point where it's kind of like this with Suzaku. I don't want to hate them. But God, get Nina some help. Ugh. Anyway, we crashed a wedding last episode, so let's see the results of that, considering Zero just kind of has the Empress as a hostage. Alright, so I'm wondering how this is going to... Also, I can see the silhouette of C2, and I think she might be in a nightmare, possibly. Okay. Wonder how the hell Lelouch is going to get out of this one. He's basically surrounded on all fronts, and the High Eunuchs really have no problems with killing, Shin-Kei, even though he is actually inside a really powerful nightmare. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that the Eunuchs would want to kill him, considering he almost performed a coup d'etat. But I think because the High Eunuchs were not only willing to sell their Empress, but also kill the people that were trying to, do a coup d'etat, I imagine that would actually give them some bonus points to where the Black Knights would actually take them in. Take the people that tried to perform the coup d'etat. I'm not entirely sure what I should refer to them as. Okay, I'll refer to them as Shin-Kei's faction. I'd like to think that possibly the Black Knights will basically take in Shin-Kei's faction. And who knows, maybe get some get Shin-Kei some medical attention. I think he needs it. Also, again, can somebody please tell me how I'm pronouncing it? Am I pronouncing it right or am I pronouncing it wrong? I think it's pronounced Shin-Kei. Or Zin-Kei. I don't know. Anyway. Wonder how they're gonna get out of this one. Also, I'm kind of confused. Lelouch is at the school, but he is also at the mausoleum. I'm confused. Which one's the real Zero and which one's not? I mean, unless he found some Lelouch lookalike, which is, I imagine, is highly doubtful. I command you to be me. I mean, since that wasn't really utilized in the first season, I highly doubt it would be utilized in the second season. Unless they were specifically saving it for the second season. Regardless, I don't know. I'll just see if I'll just find out in the next episode. So I'll see you guys there. Hello there, everybody. Sabonai2, aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Code Geass in what is now episode 36. Or episode 11, depending on how you want to label the numbers. I'm going to label them as the actual numbers, so this is technically episode 36. I'm sorry again if that confuses everybody. But, in the last episode, shit happened. Basically. And now Lelouch is basically trapped at the, what was referred to as the Mausoleum of the 88 Emperors. And now the Chinese Federation is on his heels, and apparently, I guess technically the Eunuchs are on his heels, they seem to have really no problem with disposing of Shin-Kei, who's basically doing their dirty work, which, you know what, I'm not even surprised by this point, to be honest. They kind of remind me of, right now the Eunuchs, the High Eunuchs, kind of remind me of the Celestial Dragons from One Piece. If you guys who actually watch One Piece, you guys know what I'm talking about. They kind of the High Eunuchs kind of put me in that kind of mindset. That's kind of who they remind me of. But anyway, hopefully they will get their just desserts. I can only hope. But right now, Lelouch is kind of stuck. So I'm wondering how the hell he's going to get out of this. I mean, it's Lelouch. He always finds some way to get out of these, tight moments. Oh. Okay, got a bit of Shirley, so it looks like next episode's going to be a bit having something to involve Shirley, and I think she's in the shower, so let's kind of get away from that and get into a better image, please. Thank you. No. Yes. Okay, so, good news. We've got Shin-Kei's faction kind of on our side. We had a nice little talk about the power of the heart. The blonde fancy dude and Anya have enrolled in the school, And Sayako, under the guise of Lelouch, kissed Shirley. And it seems like she may have had a mental breakdown. Or maybe she just simply could not mentally process what the hell just happened. In other words, everything is immediately and immensely more complicated. Also, we haven't really gone over this yet, but Colin is still kidnapped. I mean, she's still being kind of held as a hostage. So we gotta find some way to basically try to save her. But since it's Suzaku, that's not going to go well. Oh dear lord. Well, if anything, hopefully Colin can get some good pot shots on Suzaku and beat the shit out of him. I'm just kidding. I'm honestly just kidding, but I can imagine that that's probably what she might do. I kind of just have this feeling that she just might. Another bad thing that I am a little bit worried about is what would happen if, like, Nina got in contact with Colin. I mean, it's clear that Nina just doesn't seem to like Colin at all, considering she's choosing to refer to herself as Japanese instead of, her half Britannian side. Which, again, I'm gonna lay off my hatred a bit here, but just I feel bad for Nina, except for the part where she ripped the table. But that's beside the point. She needs help. Some actual psychological help, because she's already a complete nutcase at this point, but considering she's being held in such high regard in the Britannian Empire at this point, or at least with Schneisel, she can technically deal some seriously terrible damage. And with her super racist mentality, as well as her, mental instability at the thought of either Zero or somebody who is not Britannian, she's a walking disaster, a walking bomb, if you will, waiting to explode. So that's just my kind of complaints. I'm gonna lay off a little bit on Suzaku from now on. Try to. But if that boy does something to Colin, he's not going to be forgiven whatsoever. My hatred will only rise if he does something to Colin. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end it. So, if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. If you guys have any complaints about how I'm, if I am getting a little too mad or anything like that, please feel free to share them with me. I actually try to listen to the comments that you guys give me. Whether they be supportive or they offer some constructive criticism, I honestly appreciate any sort of, conversation that can be brought out from your guys' input. If that makes any sense. Thinking back on what I just said, I'm not sure if that makes sense. Fuck it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.